You're standing somewhere high, feeling perfectly fine, and a little voice says, "Jump, relax, it's on your side." So picture it. You're standing somewhere high, a balcony, a cliff path, a rail of a bridge. You feel completely, perfectly fine. And then, out of nowhere, a small, calm voice in the back of your head says, "You could just step off." You blink. You take a step back, a little rattled. You don't want to jump. You have never wanted to jump. So what on earth was that? Well, that strange little flicker has a name. The French call it l'appel du vide, the call of the void. And before you start quietly worrying about yourself, here are 3 things worth knowing. It is astonishingly common. It has almost nothing to do with wanting to die. And the best explanation we have for it is genuinely one of the loveliest facts about your brain. Back in 2012, a psychologist named Jennifer Hames ran the first proper study of it over at Florida State University. She asked more than 400 people one very blunt question. Have you ever felt the sudden urge to jump from a high place? And here is the part that should put you at ease. More than half of the people who had never once had a dark or suicidal thought said yes, they had felt it too. It isn't a warning sign, it's just a quirk of an ordinary, healthy brain. And it isn't only heights either. Maybe you're driving and a thought darts across your mind. What if I just twitch the wheel into the oncoming lane? Maybe you're holding a kitchen knife or standing near the edge of a train platform, and your brain briefly, horribly, offers up the single worst thing you could possibly do. It's the same phenomenon, your mind flashing you a what if that you would never, ever act on. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because we have known about this for a very long time. Back in 1845, Edgar Allan Poe wrote a whole essay on it. He called it the imp of the perverse, that little inner gremlin that quietly suggests the one thing you absolutely must not do. And he nailed the version on the ledge exactly, writing that because our reason so violently keeps us away from the edge, that is the very reason we feel ourselves drawn towards it. So what is actually going on up there? To understand it, you need to know that you are running on 2 brains at once. There's a fast one, an ancient alarm system that reacts in about 1/10 of a second, long before you can consciously think. And there's a slow one, the conscious narrator, the voice you think of as you, who explains what just happened, always arriving a beat or two too late. So now, walk right up to the edge. Your fast brain takes one look at that drop and fires off a single, sensible command. Danger. Get back. And it acts on it instantly. You flinch, you take a step back from the edge, all before your slow thinking mind has even worked out what is happening. And here is the twist, the whole secret of the thing. A heartbeat later, your slow narrator finally catches up, and it notices that you just lurched backwards for no obvious reason at all. So it does what it always does. It writes a little story to explain it, but it gets the story completely backwards. The alarm meant stay alive, move away. What your conscious mind actually hears is, wait, did part of me just want to jump? The signal was survival. The caption you wrote over it became the call of the void, which neatly explains who tends to feel it the most. The research links it to something called anxiety sensitivity, which is basically how tuned in you are to your own body. If you're the sort of person who notices every little flutter of your own heartbeat, then you are simply better at hearing that internal alarm go off and better at being startled by it. A 2020 study in Germany found that nearly 60% of people recognize the feeling. So it really isn't a death wish. It's a slightly oversensitive smoke detector doing exactly the job it was built to do. And that is exactly why Hames gave her study what might just be the most reassuring title in all of psychology. An urge to jump affirms the urge to live. That unsettling little flicker on the bridge isn't a glimpse of some hidden darkness inside you. It is the precise opposite. It's your brain caring so ferociously about keeping you alive that it yanks you back from the edge and then completely fumbles the explanation. So the next time the void gives you a call, just remember what is actually shouting at you down there. It is not some sinister urge rising up from the deep. It's a tiny, panicking lifeguard who has just saved your life and is now doing an absolutely terrible job of explaining why. Now, if a thought like this ever stops feeling harmless, if it lingers or it genuinely frightens you, that is always worth talking through with someone, and there is no shame in it at all. But for most of us, most of the time, this is simply the brain being clumsy. Which, funnily enough, brings us to the next one. Why your own voice sounds so deeply, upsettingly wrong the moment you hear it played back. Same channel, same nervous little man.